The bishop above that, all carved in stone. So anybody coming here would know that they were at the bishop's residence. Beautifully, carved stonework along here, slightly recessed at the corners. The curvature, all of this was hand cut, of course, in those days. It wasn't machine cut. The basic sizes would be, but the decorative work and the letters would have been hand cut into the stonework. Over here, there's a slight a porch addition, a sun porch on the I guess the east side. Again, very good use of the Gothic arch, the pointed arch. And if one was on a religious bent, you could say, well, there's three of them because of the Trinity, and that might be pushing things a little bit. But you do get symbols of the church in many of the buildings here on a regular basis. The site is being redeveloped, as you can clearly see. There's going to be new houses and condominiums going in here. Hopefully, at the end of the day, the historic buildings will not be overwhelmed by the new construction, but it will be very different from what we see today.
Hoffer from Maple Creek, and we're presently in Jasper Street Museum and Culture Center, which originally was built in 1910 as a school. We'll wander down the hall here and show you a room, a collection of stuff from a local rancher. And this room is a collection of old brands, horseshoes, guns, artifacts that he's collected throughout all these years that he lived out in the hills, a lot of native artifacts and rocks and old medicine bottles. He's got a neat old map here. Lived all his life out in the hills and has ranches and at auction sales, I suppose. Collected a lot like that. The natives he must have purchased from them. This is a very old map of the Northwest Territories, and it's how it used to be set out in different areas. These are old brands. A few names are still ranches. There's a Bertram Ranch that's still going. Let's see, that Nuttall Ranch, just recently he retired. The Man Ranch is still going. And over here is all different kinds of horse bits that they've used throughout the years, and the bales they used on the sleds, the horse collars, as they tore down buildings. A lot of this stuff has been donated. This whole room was donated by Mr. Fleming. Another collection I thought's rather neat is all this old barbed wire over here. He's collected bits and pieces. Some of them have names on them, and some of them are pretty mean looking. Look at this one down here. That's a tough one. And then look at barbs on that one too. So there's
This is an important part of ranching, though, isn't it?
It is, yeah. We can go into the room where it's the household room where this is some of the old pottery that it used to be. It's blue enamel pottery, and there's three different types of patterns in here. This stuff was not something that I grew up in the country. I think this probably was mostly stuff he collected from some really big ranch homes. This room here has all the different rodeos in it. We have the high school rodeo section, the local cowpokes, and then we have a rodeo here that the funds from it go towards the museum, and it's the ranch rodeo, and it's just local ranchers that come in, put a team together, and they go up for bids, and they're bought, and they compete, and it's just a fun thing. And we have a lot of cowboys who become world champions of bronc riders, team roping. A couple years ago, one of our local girls became Miss Rodeo Canada.
So in the basement, there's the Charlie Russell room. I don't know if she took you down there. And it's full of saddles and memorabilia from ranchers around. It's just that in this room, there used to be a card table in the far corner over there. And then they have all these saddles from the old ranchers. We were having boiler problems, and because it's a water boiler, we had to come and make sure that the water level was being maintained. And so I was on the board, and we were all taking turns coming in and checking this. So I had spent many hours in here refurnishing and doing stripping old furniture down and cupboards, and I was working in the janitor's room down in the middle, and all of a sudden I got this eerie feeling, and I came back here, and over in the corner there were about 6 old fellows playing cards. And I left in a hurry, and when I came back,
They were ghosts?
They were ghosts. And when I described them to different people around, they had names of these ranchers that liked to play poker, and I just got the feeling that they didn't want a woman in the building. It was their night, and they were playing cards. And I came back another time to check the boiler, and I walked by this room. I stuck my head in. I said, sorry guys, I have to check the water level at the boiler, and I'll be out of here. And I went down and did my job and left, and everything was fine. But I'm telling you that there were 6 men at that table playing cards that night.
Good story.
Thank you for joining us as we've watched another episode of Yes, Gargoyles Do Live in Saskatchewan. My name is Audrey Price, and I'm the Provincial Coordinator for the Architectural Heritage Society of Saskatchewan. I want to tell you a few things about us, about what we do to help keep our built heritage for our future generations. We're a nonprofit society supported by SaskCulture and Saskatchewan Lotteries, whose main focus is to be the catalyst for education and preservation of Saskatchewan's built heritage. We do this by offering membership in the Society to individuals and various organizations across Saskatchewan. We publish the Heritage Quarterly magazine, which highlights stories about Saskatchewan people and their efforts to preserve our built heritage. Members are encouraged to contribute articles and receive the publication as a benefit of their membership. We provide financial incentives to members through grants for the express purpose of keeping our built heritage for future generations. This series is also a part of that process of sharing with Saskatchewan people all the wonderful stories and the places those stories happened in.
Thanks for watching another episode of Yes, Gargoyles Do Live in Saskatchewan.